Hey guys, I'm Tonya, and this is my husband Chris, and we're from F Cubed. I grew up here in London, Ontario. In fact, in the exact place where we're sitting right now. It didn't look like this
Sort of, yeah.
at all. This was our family room. It still is our family room. But 2 years ago, we decided that we were going to build our forever home. We ended up knocking down the home that I grew up in and rebuilt our dream home. It's amazing. So yes, we sit exactly where I grew up. I spent so many nights in this room with my family, just watching TV. We do the same with our kids, which is awesome. I work in the scientific research world. I work with different manufacturers and distributors of scientific equipment. Love my job, love what I do, but love my family more. And we wanted to start F Cubed to be able to explore those options and really to give Chris the ability to explore those options while I continue to work.
Yeah, I mean, F cubed is basically symbolizes our core values: family, friends, and financial independence. I mean, it's really the reason why we started this online business was to be able to have more abundance of those three things. We were realizing that was going to be difficult with both of us being full-time professionals and working 9 to 5, and Tonya with her travel schedule, and myself being in a place that required early mornings and kind of later evenings, be missing out on the important time with the kids as they're growing up. And that's not time I'm willing to trade just for money. I'd rather be around for them and be the person they see in the morning, be the first person they see when they come home, be available for things in between, and be home on weekends to do that, to live life, not just kind of be in it or going through the motions. But yeah, growing up in southern Ontario, I moved around a lot. I lived in the prairies for a while, so this is my 18th residence. I didn't live in the same house my whole life, unlike this one. So the idea of raising kids in one house and putting down roots is like Mars to me. That's not something that it's cool, but I don't know what it's like. I'm looking forward to it, but I think that's kind of the right decision. We were living in just outside Toronto before, and we knew that raising a family there, it wasn't going to be a 5 to 9. It was going to be a 9, or it wasn't going to be a 9 to 5. It was going to be a 5 to 9 with having to wake up and get ahead of traffic and get down into the city and then fight traffic all the way back. So
there's no way.
We decided to move back to London and sort of be in the family space.
So living north of Toronto, commuting into our offices, we realized that we spent more time commuting than we did with our kids. And our kids were born here in London in a day. And we can't imagine having our family there.
Kudos to anybody that does it. I mean,
totally.
Good on them, but
wasn't for us.
It wasn't for us.
And no, we knew that right away.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I remember, Chris, when we were talking about building this home and establishing the roots for our family, if you'd like, and that connection to one place. Chris and I grew up very differently. Chris, you mentioned this is your 18th home. This is the property that I grew up on. And you said to me, well, that's a fairy tale. That's fairy tale
stuff.
Yeah, that's fairy tale world. How can you live in one home? How can you always have that place that you know and you call home? And to me, I can't imagine any other way. So I think it's really neat that we had such different upbringings, but yet we value the same things, and we want those same things for our kids, and that we want them to have those roots. We want them to know they always have a place to come back to.
I think I've always had that entrepreneurial drive. Definitely. To forge your own path and stop working for other people. You're always having to make those decisions as to what am I going to sacrifice in order to keep the job. Like, the golden handcuffs. You're basically stuck, beholden to your job, living life on their terms, not on yours. So And they say a salary is what they give you to give up on your dreams. So, there's always that little voice in the back of my head that was like, you could be doing more.
Recently, you were concerned. We met in karate. We train karate. Our kids have now started karate, and Chris's most recent job was going to prevent him from being able to go and see the kids in their karate class. It just was impossible for him to work the schedule that was required of him and find the time to do that, let alone find the time to pick our kids up from school. So Jackson and Lily are almost 4, almost 6. We have 2 fur babies as well, Tessa and Bullet, and we just wanted to spend more time with them.
Yeah, and recent events and in our life, I mean, you kind of realize that you only got one shot at this.
Yep.
Especially when it comes to kids, they grow up so fast, and
Yeah.
you don't want to have to put a price on family by choosing which parts of your life you're just going to trade away for money for the sake of a job. I mean, with this job, with working online, with being our own boss, we can set our priorities, and I think that's kind of the main thing.
I know one time you had said to me, is it worth X amount of dollars for me to miss reading our kids a bedtime story?
Yeah.
That hit home.
How many bedtime stories do you have?
Yeah.
And what are those worth to you?
Yeah.
And if you're trading 300 bedtime stories for